GarageBand version 10.4.12 has arrived, and as per usual, while the App Store only states that this update includes stability improvements and bug fixes, the patch notes on Apple's website tell a different story. Diving straight into these release notes then. Under stability and reliability, the 10.4.12 update includes various stability and reliability improvements, which, as anyone who has experienced the increased frequency of crashes and freezes that have been occurring since the last GarageBand for Mac update will tell you, reliability and stability improvements are always very welcome. Under performance, GarageBand remains responsive while downloading content as expected, so you should now be able to grab any additional sounds and/or patches that you don't have installed already without GarageBand freezing while it downloads. Under accessibility, there are 3 voiceover additions here, the big one for my money being that you can now use it to download missing Apple loops. Super handy for those who use voiceover. Under drummer, left corner edits no longer change existing fills at the end of drummer regions. So now when you click and drag on the bottom left of a drummer region, any fills that occur at the end of that region will no longer change. This is great as the drummer fills sometimes seem like they have a mind of their own once you start editing regions. Under undo, the undo history is now preserved when saving a song. This is a massive and really positive change. If you've ever done something really silly like unintentionally deleted a region, then hit save, and then realise your mistake only to find out that you can't undo that delete after saving, you'll be happy to hear that this has now been fixed. Now you can still access undo for recent actions in the edit menu after saving your project, though note that this doesn't include when you actually close a project. You'll still lose your edit history once you hit that red button, even if you choose to save the project while exiting. There have been several fixes to GarageBand's lessons, with the playhead now behaving as expected, the score view in some lessons now displaying correctly, and videos now behaving themselves when mirrored to an external display. And under General, the update resolves an issue where an audio file not found alert could unexpectedly appear when opening a project in which audio had been recorded, then deleted, and then saved. Some really positive changes there, and it's great to see that Apple are still committed to ironing out some of GarageBand's more egregious bugs. But wait, we're not done yet. There are even more new things in this update that aren't mentioned in these release notes. For example, when you open a new GarageBand project, you'll now be treated to a big fat banner ad for Logic Pro right in the new project tab. Apple added an ad for Logic Pro for iPad to GarageBand for iOS in a previous iOS update, so it's not really surprising to see it arrive here too. GarageBand's UI also received a small update, with the library button being redesigned. Before, it looked like this. Now, it looks like this. It still works in exactly the same way though. And last but definitely not least, all of GarageBand for iOS's most recent producer packs, bar one, can now be imported, used, and added in GarageBand for Mac. For example, in the previous version of GarageBand for Mac, attempting to open a GarageBand for iOS project containing loops from the currently iOS-only Modular Melodies sound pack would result in an error message popping up and the project being populated with empty regions. In GarageBand 10.4.12, however, opening a GarageBand for iOS project that contains Modular Melodies loops will prompt you to download the missing sounds and everything else included in that pack, allowing you to use the pack in your Mac projects. Let me know your thoughts on this latest GarageBand for Mac update down in the comments, and give that like button a good hard slap on your way past. I really appreciate it, and it helps more people see this video. And for more info on getting started with GarageBand for Mac, watch this next.